So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy and today's video is an exciting announcement that I am taking part in NaNoWriMo 2021. So if you're completely new and you do not know what NaNoWriMo is, it is National Novel Writing Month. It takes place every November and the goal is to basically write 50,000 words of a novel or whatever project you're working on. So basically I have taken part in NaNoWriMo for the past 7 years. This might be my 8th year, I can't remember. And I've won it 4 times, which means I have hit 50,000 words written in a month 4 times, which is pretty impressive. I'm very proud of myself. Something about November to me just means I have to write a first draft now, which is quite interesting because I don't know, I feel like writing outside of November I kind of struggle with, but in November I'm like a machine. Anyway, this video will include a kind of look back at my 2020 NaNoWriMo, as something special happened there. Not only did I win, but I actually finished a novel and I'm currently editing that novel now, which is very exciting. I also want to go into what my 2021 project will look like, and finally I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to make NaNoWriMo 2021 a massive success for you. So before we do get started, please do give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more writing vlogs or just writing videos in general. I will hope to be vlogging my progress with NaNoWriMo 2021, so do make sure you're subscribed so you never miss one of those videos. So let's take a look back into NaNoWriMo 2020. November 2020 was an interesting month because the UK was actually back in lockdown, which meant that I had nothing to do but write a novel. I already had about 25,000 words of a project that I'd started before November, which I kind of called Project Pirate or Pirate Project. And you can watch last year's video about what that novel was. But basically, my goal for NaNoWriMo 2020 was to finish off that project. And I did that. I have 80,000 words of a novel and I'm currently trying to edit it at the moment. So NaNoWriMo 2020 was a real success for me. I think because we were in lockdown, we couldn't see people, we couldn't go out to restaurants. You know, it was quite a insular time. I had nothing else to do but write, and I was still working from home full time, so there was a lot more hours to the day that I could really dedicate to writing. So NaNoWriMo 2021 is going to look a little bit different, and this is where we come onto my plans for 2021. What am I doing this year? What are my goals? I have a few goals in mind. Also, because I am working from home most of the week now, I am back in the office 2 days a week, which is going to be kind of an adjustment, I think, for NaNoWriMo, just trying to make sure that, you know, I dedicate as much time as I can to writing, especially on the days that I'm in the office as well. That will be a bit, you know, interesting as to how that works for me. But anyway, let's talk about what my goals for NaNoWriMo 2021 are. So I have 2 goals. Number 1 is to continue editing my 2020 project, which is Project Pirate. So I actually have a notebook here, which I don't know if you can see, I've written on it, NaNoWriMo 2020 Project Pirate, or Pirate Project. Anyway, this is basically my editing plan, I guess. So I basically started this notebook last year when I was doing NaNoWriMo for that project. And the goals this year are to try and edit as much of that novel as I can in the month of November. The second part of my goals are a completely new project, and I have a title already for this project, which I'm delighted to announce right now. Drum roll please. My 2021 project is called Season of Mists, and the romanticists out there might understand where I've gotten that title from. So my 2021 novel is going to be a historical fiction fantasy novel, and it is going to be adult, so it's going to be a lot darker than the novel I wrote last year, which was YA fantasy. And Season of Mists is basically inspired by the Romantic poets. And if you know me at all, you know I'm a huge fan of the Romantics in general. I have a strong love for John Keats. I wrote my dissertation on Keats. I'm a big Keatsian, what can I say? And this novel is inspired by my love of Keats. But because it's me, I'm kind of taking it on a step. Like, I'm basically making it magical and fantasy-esque. So basically, I would pitch this novel that I am going to write, hopefully in November, as the secret history meets something dark. I haven't gotten the second part of that, you know, comparison yet. I want it to be very secret history-esque in the kind of academic, dark academia style, you know, kind of thrilling and suspense. So that's a little bit about the novel that I will be hoping to write this November. Now, I know I have 2 projects on the go, so I'm not under any illusions here because my time will dictate how much I can actually spend writing that first draft of Season of Mists. So I do not think I will be able to write 50,000 words this November, but I'm gonna give it my best shot whilst also editing my first project that I started and completed last year. So that is a little bit about my 2021 plans. I need to properly use this Preptober time. October in the world of NaNoWriMo is called Preptober. The goals are to prepare as much as you can so that you can start writing on the 1st of November feeling very prepared and ahead of the game. So now I really want to talk about my tips for NaNoWriMo 2021. So my first tip is to use October to prepare. So this video is going out in October. If you have not yet prepared for NaNoWriMo 2021 and you're taking part, then this is your prompt to please just get some notes on the page. Even if you're not a plotter, I'm not a plotter either. In fact, I think I'm more of like a plantser, where like I like to plot a little bit, but the rest I'm gonna be pantsing, which means I'm just gonna be writing whatever comes to mind. However, I do like to use October as a kind of getting my shit together month, like trying to plan out when I can write in November, trying to maybe create a Pinterest board of like what I imagine the novel to look like. Maybe I will even write a chapter by chapter outline, or just write the kind of beginning, midpoint and climax and go from there, you know? I think I'll probably be doing a very loose outline in the month of October, just so when November comes around, I will feel as prepared as possible. So my second tip for NaNoWriMo success, as someone who has completed NaNoWriMo and won 4 times and has done it nearly 8 times, my number 1 tip, carve out time in your diary to do NaNoWriMo. If you look at my phone calendar right now for November, you will have noticed I have blocked out every single weekend that I can. So I have 3 weekends currently completely blocked out to just write. And that means having to say no to social plans. That means not being able to go out after work for drinks. Of course you can do that, but I also know that realistically, I get my best writing done at a weekend when I can just sit there in front of my laptop for a whole day. I usually knock out about 4,000 or 5,000 words a day when I just sit there and just have a cozy day to myself, you know? Realistically, I do not write very well during the week after work. Autumn in publishing, which is the industry I work in, is a very busy time. So realistically, work is probably going to be quite a bit stressful for me at this time of year. So I know during the week, I probably won't be getting a lot done, which means the weekends are where I can really excel and I really can get ahead. So carve out time in your diary. Treat this as a job. Treat this as a social occasion, you know, give NaNoWriMo the time it deserves. You've got to treat it like a social engagement, you know? You will always turn up and kind of be there and commit to your social engagements. So make sure you also commit if you're gonna do NaNoWriMo. So my next tip is to create writing rituals. So this means you need to think about your writing setup. Will there be a candle that you're always gonna light whenever you're writing your project, you know, to really get you in the mood? It also helps to associate writing with a certain smell because it helps you get in the mood sometimes. Like often, you know, when I'm writing, if I don't have a candle on for coziness to kind of give me the vibes, then sometimes I will just not be feeling it. Also, other rituals. Maybe it's a jumper you always wear. Maybe it's a certain place in your house that you only use for writing. And then linking on very nicely is rewards. I like to use rewards when I write because it helps to motivate me, and especially in the dreary month of November, I make sure my rewards are usually food-based and TV-based. So famously, in my previous NaNoWriMo vlogs, I will link my whole NaNoWriMo playlist down in the description bar and somewhere above. You will see in my other NaNoWriMo vlogs that When I have managed to hit a certain word count, I reward myself with watching an episode of a certain show. In previous years, this has been Outlander because that's just been what's on. I would also reward myself with food. So I would buy some special Christmas chocolate or baked goods. So basically just rewarding yourself with any treat gives you some motivation to write a certain amount of words. So I would always be like, if I write the next 1,000 words, I can have a mince pie. And for some reason it always works. So using rewards to get the words down is really, really helpful and will make sure you have something to work for. My next tip is to get yourself in the mood. Now this is kind of similar to my writing rituals idea, but I would like to get myself in the mood in the sense of by creating a writing Spotify playlist and by creating a writing Pinterest board. So I'm quite a visual and musical person. Basically, if I hear something, I can kind of picture it in my head. So I really like to create a series of songs that really correspond with the novel I'm writing. So for Season of Mists, I'm gonna be, you know, looking at very dark, like kind of film soundtrack scores. The new Halsey album is like perfect for the novel that I'm writing. So I'm gonna be adding that to my playlist. Any kind of scores that are from films set in the Regency era, I will definitely be adding to my playlist as well. So really curate a playlist that makes you in the world that you're writing. Creating a playlist that transports you into that world will really help you get in the mood and get into the headspace, especially because with NaNoWriMo, you've just got to get the words down. It isn't about kind of like, you know, taking time each day to try and like get yourself in the mood. Like, you need to be in the mood. So I find that Spotify playlists, Pinterest boards to make it more visual, all of those things just help me instantly get into the mood and start writing. My next tip is to really see this as draft zero. So the whole idea of NaNoWriMo isn't to make it perfect. It is not to write a perfect novel or a perfect project. It is just to get 50,000 words of a project down on paper. The editing, the polishing, that can come later. My biggest tip is just to almost forget that you have like written anything else. Like, you know, when you start writing, do not go back, read over it and delete stuff. You just need to plod on, because I've wasted so many time and so many words by going back and not thinking that what I've written is good enough, so I've deleted stuff. In NaNoWriMo, you never delete. You just keep going forward, you keep getting those words down. My final tip would be to join the NaNoWriMo website and add me as a buddy, because the purpose of NaNoWriMo is community. It's about all of us getting together to cheer each other on and write 50,000 words. So I will leave my NaNoWriMo kind of profile down below. My buddy name is just the Book Bell, I think, or Lucy the Book Bell. Either way, it'll be down in the description. So please do add me on NaNoWriMo on the website, create your project, and let's get writing. I hope those tips were really, really helpful for you as a kind of starting point. I'll also leave my NaNoWriMo and writing playlist down below, because I've done so many videos over the years on NaNoWriMo and how to win NaNoWriMo. So hopefully one of those videos will really help you out. And that's it from me, guys. Happy NaNoWriMo season. It's almost here. I cannot wait for this year. It's gonna be so brilliant. Please do add me as a buddy, and don't forget to subscribe for lots of NaNoWriMo content coming your way in November. And happy writing, guys. I will see you in November for NaNoWriMo 2021. Bye.